We're live.
Get a podcast up, you mate. Oh, hello.
Didn't see you there. How you going, guys?
You.
It's been 2 weeks since Mans
has been 2 full weeks.
Well, yeah, because we didn't do it last weekend. It's Saturday, and then we did the week before with Derek. Or I did it. You haven't been on for a couple. Or you haven't been on for like a month. Because
really?
I did.
Guys, do you miss me?
The two. Yeah, do you guys miss? You guys miss me? It's always nice.
It's been a month. Jeez.
Yeah, it's been a month for you. Wow, Mans is out here. Oh, Uber Eats are really trying to do it.
Oh, they're really pushing the Uber Eats on us. Oh,
they get you.
They
get you.
Because we just spent a week eating out, which we'll get into.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a good one. This is something nice. Gonna be probably pretty mash up by the end of this one.
Hey, no, we're not trying to get mashed.
I know, but I want to get through a decent amount. Actually, it's not that serious. It's the amount that I would less than I would drink in a night between two of us. So
there you
go. We're gonna be snacking. We're trying to. Do we want to save all that stuff for the month? Just get going with the podcast, right?
Yeah, might as well.
Effort. All right. So, pressing.
Don't mind me, guys. Just Instagramming as I do.
Yeah, Instagram. All right. What's good, y'all? This is C, Certified Brewhead, and welcome to episode 21 of Beer and Other Shit, the podcast, Adjunct series, quarantine edition. I haven't done this for a while.
Gotta get the name there.
I know. I always forget the order of it. I am back as always, as often, with my glorious, gorgeous partner in life and everything Tiffany likes to say, babe.
Hello, everybody. How is it going?
Tiff is back in the building. We just said on the live that, for those who are listening on the audio, that Tiff hasn't been on for a month.
Yeah, I didn't realize.
More than a month. Probably because I did 2 by myself and we took last week off. No, it's about a month. That's 4.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
What was
You're
the
on
last
the 4.
one that I was on then?
Steve-O, the Aussie. We did the 3-bang
Oh, the
Aussies.
3-banging Aussies.
So the fellas out there.
That was a fun one. Yeah.
So we've got some. I was just saying before. We're basically trying to. We were just away last week, which is what this podcast is going to be about.
Yes, it is.
Trying to get this thing, and we're just a little concerned about. I mean, the pandemic. People are moving less. We've had gyms closed. It's been harder to do things to
stay healthy.
So we're looking. We're just annoyed with ourselves and our bodies, and we're just like, you know what? Step 1. We're going to cut out. One thing we always have, we're big snackers. We only have 2 meals a day, a coffee, break, and snacks. Really, right?
Yeah.
So, the snacks we often choose are like chips and shit like that. So we're like, all right, if we cut the chips out and we replace it. We used to do this all the time. We made a sick veggie platter, broccoli, carrots, tomatoes, and cucumbers and some dip. And this stuff is, quite filling. So we're like, all right, well, if we rock these, that could actually be a nice balance. So we're going to be eating those throughout here. So excuse the chewing. We're not going to make this a mukbang situation.
That could be fun, though.
I guess so. But
Isn't
I
it
hate
kind
watching
of always
YouTubers.
like a mukbang? Because, so drinking is not mucking. I guess, right?
It's almost a good episode if we didn't have a real thing.
Yeah.
Do you know, it's a great question.
Because you're sipping and opening a can and you're opening a can by the mic and then you're pouring. Isn't that the shit they like to hear?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not only mukbang. What's the thing? The sense. It's like just hearing shit.
ASMR.
ASMR. Oh, so we're doing a form of ASMR and a form of mukbang.
Maybe we
right?
are. Is any audio ASMR? I don't know. It's kind of weird, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm not really sure.
Someone will tell us.
Someone will tell us. People are quite good with this.
Yeah.
So I think we're
eating healthy, y'all.
Eating healthy, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's how we're doing it. So what we thought we'd do this week, the reason we took last week off on the podcast is we actually attempted to take a mini vacay / work trip in Quebec for the first time since March when we went to Vermont.
Yeah, Vermont was a real trip, right? We didn't work at the tourism board.
No, we did for us.
That was a real trip.
But we did a vlog, which we haven't released yet. Because we were about to work with the Vermont Tourism Office.
And then the world burned.
Then the world burned down, so we were in talks. But anyway, we end up collaborating. We've been in talks with these guys for a year and a half, but we ended up collaborating with the Tourism Office of Quebec City. They were fantastic. They put us up in a great hotel in... I guess it's kind of the Old Port area, I think.
No, because
it wasn't Old Port. It was just inside the wall.
Said it wasn't considered Old Port.
You're right.
Yeah.
So I don't know the name of the neighborhood, but it was right off Grand Alley.
Yeah.
We
thought it was Old Port, but it's not. Yeah, it's next to the wall.
100 meters from the wall. So I don't know whatever that neighborhood's called. So huge shouts to those guys. We stayed at a place called Hotel Chateau Laurier. It was beautiful.
So nice.
Insanely convenient. They treated us like gold. The room was great.
Love me a boutique hotel.
Yeah.
It's basically like a boutique hotel.
Kind of was.
Right? Kind of like that, yeah.
Oh, Colleen. What up, Colleen? You guys are adorable. Welcome back. Thank you so much.
Hi, Colleen. Thank you.
Colleen, you know
Cheers to
someone.
you.
Yes, we know. I know.
You know Bruce, right?
Is it someone? Is it Bruce? Bruce
yeah.
Morris?
Colleen, do you know Bruce Morris?
Yeah, how do
Or
you
was it
know
someone
BAOS?
else?
Because there's someone that you
Know who we know.
as a mutual friend, and then you've been fantastic in commenting and stuff on all that things.
Oh,
so.
sorry. It's called the luxury hotel, not a boutique hotel. My
Ooh,
bad.
don't get it twisted.
Sorry.
Very different.
Sorry, Chateau Laurier.
So we thought this episode was going to take the time to talk about that because the breweries, we did a vlog, a where to drink craft beer in Quebec City vlog that we'll be releasing soon on our brand new camera. We bought the brand new Fuji X-T4.
It's so nice, guys.
Just for this trip.
Yeah.
Yes, we're a Canon family right now. We're using our 6D for the live, and that's what we've been using for a year or so. And before that, we had
Stefan! Colleen knows Stefan.
Of
I was
course.
like, you know,
It
friend
was
of ours
someone we
who's
knew.
like a man.
That
I was
wasn't
like,
to do with
But it wasn't beer.
typically.
Yeah, it wasn't
All right.
a beer friend or
So
something. Yeah.
Steph is our ex-old neighbor / now
He used to be our
good
neighbor,
friend.
but he left, yeah.
He left us. He's cooler downtown now in his beautiful ass
Living the
apartment.
downtown life.
He's
Yeah.
fire ass camera. So go check Steph out.
Yeah. But
boutique
yes, boutique hotels are the best. I love
hotels
that.
rock. Yeah, boutique. We love them. Whenever we can get boutique hotels, we
We always. That's our number one over everything.
100%.
Yeah.
So we did the vlog. We went there to do the
Yes.
vlog. That's our thing. So if we travel, we started doing like we're just sort of random, like just what we were doing. But we made this series where to drink craft beer in wherever we go, which was Tiff's idea because it's something that people search for and they actually want to see, and then it kind of guides what we do. So we've got 3 in the chamber already. We have a Vermont.
Chamber.
You like that?
Yeah.
As opposed to in the tuck. I'm
Yeah.
trying to switch it up.
I was just gonna say like coming up or something. I like that. I like that.
Try and keep
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
So we have a Where to Drink in Vermont, Where to Drink in Montreal Part 2, which we did in collaboration with City Brew Tours, but all of these ones we did right before them.
I know, and then it became awkward, and we didn't want to release them because it looks like you're promoting going out and doing stuff. So that's why immediately we're like, okay, well we can't put out these travel vlogs of people going out traveling and drinking, and also it's like you see a big crowds and stuff like that. It just doesn't feel. Right.
It doesn't feel right at all, and it kind of felt pointless because we could put out the content and then people will watch it and they'll be like, cool, I can't go there.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of seemed redundant.
Yeah.
And so we also we're in San Francisco in December for a work trip. We wanted to see one of our clients. And, so we shot a vlog around there as well. So we've got 3, and now we have the 4th, Quebec City, which will probably drop first, and then we'll probably get back into the others just because it's more.
Since it's like a partnership, that's the stuff that should go out first, technically. So
yeah.
So we'll do the Quebec City one.
I think that's what
Yeah.
we were only concerned because we got
also,
a significantly better
it's so gorgeous,
camera.
guys. You weren't even gonna believe this footage.
Tell
I'm not
about
even gonna
it.
want to edit the old footage because this footage is so good. I'm gonna be mad.
That's why
the
we should
footage
go the
is
other
so
way,
good. It doesn't even work on our new MacBook Pro. So I feel like we're gonna have to get like a Mac Pro or something.
Yeah.
Oh, just to get a top line iMac or something.
Well, we want
The
to do
footage
that
is just so intense, but it's gorgeous.
It's all 4K.
Fuji X-T4. And Chris from Hops and Bros told us that this was going
Shouts
to
to
be a
Chris.
good idea, so thank you, Chris.
Chris was a Fuji guy.
Yeah, Chris said like he would have got that one, but then Nerd Talk, like a Sony camera came out before it, and et cetera, et cetera. But anyways, the Fuji camera is beautiful. It's gorgeous, and we were really excited to create and capture footage with it on the trip. And we went through some, some headaches.
Some growing pains.
Because we just like literally bought the
we
camera.
We don't know how to use the damn thing.
We don't know how to use it. We bought the camera, then all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh, like it's so manual.
Yeah.
That's why, like, the little power shot camera is not manual. Like it's so automated. It's like driving stick versus driving automatic.
Wow, that's a great comparison.
Sorry, that's how I feel now. Now I'm like, oh, I'm really in charge of everything.
Every
now I have
single
to pay attention. Yeah.
We have this thing on auto, right?
Yeah.
So like basically, we don't change any of the stuff, any of the settings for the most part when
No.
we're video. Maybe
we shoot
video.
aperture priority,
and it just kind of like changes as you need, right?
Yeah. Come to Portland, Oregon. I would love to.
Honestly, it's probably the top.
It's one of the top on our list.
Yeah, Boston and Portland.
Yeah.
Are two of the main cities. I have been to the Portland like bus station like 15
Big
years
fan
ago.
of Portlandia.
Portlandia is amazing.
But I would love to. From what it
stuff,
seems like, from our friends who go, like Portland has like everything that we like.
Oh yeah,
like great beer, great coffee, great food,
great
like,
people,
just like good people, like
voodoo donuts and stuff. Yeah, I hope you're staying safe out there, Colleen. I heard things are pretty wild.
Pretty crazy
right
there,
now, which sucks because it's one of the nicest cities.
Yeah,
like,
you know why? That's why things are wild, because they're such good people.
Yeah, you can tell the march. Yeah,
more,
which is such a shame. I really hope everyone's okay because it's kind of crazy, but
yeah.
So yeah, the Fuji. So we're gonna drop that video soon because it's a partnership, and we sort of have more obligations when you work with somebody, which is fine. But it is going to be weird because we're going to come and drop these fire-ass vlogs. And then the other ones are great vlogs, but the footage is going to be back to the old camera is called the G7X Mark II, which is the...
Great camera, though.
It's great.
It's like the vlogger's camera.
Yeah. We learn because every vlogger we watch uses it. Yeah. And it's great as like a... Because it's a point and shoot. It's got the little lens that pops out, and it's got the screen that flaps up on the top, and it's super lightweight. The problem with the Fuji is mad heavy, so I'm like trying to hold 2 hands, or I gotta hold one, and like every 10 seconds you gotta change it. Whereas the other one I can hold it like with one hand for like 3 minutes.
Yeah, the other one's nothing.
No problem. So it's a little
even longer than that.
Yeah, usually. Oh, it starts to hurt.
Okay, yeah.
But like I could more seamlessly switch it, whereas with the Fuji, it's like.
But actually, Colleen will love this. We were at Stefan's house and we were watching like his vlogs because you would know that he has his YouTube channel, which we made him start. Like made him like take it back up again. And we were watching his YouTube channels. He's obsessed with cameras, obsessed with equipment. And then we watched one of our high season videos
on his
what kind of TV on some beautiful 4K screen.
Whatever, like a real. We don't have a great television at home. It's a bit older, so we need to replace it.
So I think I thought TVs were the same, but I think this is probably 720.
I'm looking at it.
Even 1080.
No, I think it's a 720. I don't think ours is even.
Probably
HD.
Not even 1080. Right?
I bought it when I first moved to Canada, so it's 10
years old. Yeah. They just keep working.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were at Stefan's house, and then we put our vlog on the TV, and we were like, oh my gosh, that's what it looks like. It's just so different, and we want to make sure that the quality is like 1000% always. So after that spending time at Stefan's house,
we were like,
probably like 4 days later or something like that.
We were convinced anyway.
We were already talking about it.
Yeah.
But then that made us be like, really pull the trigger.
Yeah. We were trying to replace actually the 6D as well, but we were looking at the new Canons, the EOS R.
Yeah.
5 and 6.
They had overheating issues, so it didn't make sense because once the world is back in order, we're going to be doing long form videos with sitting down with breweries.
And that's not going to work.
Yeah.
So now at least we've got those 2 cameras that are both fine. I don't think at this point we need another one. I think it's going to be okay. But either way, so keep an eye out for that vlog and then the other vlogs to come, the older ones, just because they're all relevant now. And we got the okay from the City Brew Tour as well to post it.
Yeah.
And now that things are a little more chill in the sense of, I think people get it everywhere we've been. We're gone for a week and we went to a bunch of places we're going to get into. Everyone was wearing masks. We only went to one brewery probably 2 weeks ago, Sankey and Baron in Ottawa.
Yes, to go see Chris.
Shout out to Chris again. And that was the first time we sipped from a glass that wasn't our own.
Yeah.
In 5 months.
5 months, yeah.
And it was like a big step
for us.
And
it was huge. But we actually were like, we need to do this to prepare us
for this trip.
Yeah.
But we knew this would be better because the areas we went to, we checked the case numbers.
Yeah.
Quebec City and
That's
Gaspesie
also something that's informing us. So where Chris is, where Sankey and Baron is, it has a really low amount of cases too. So kind of have to get in that way, right? Yeah.
Like I don't know if we'll be rushing out to go to a restaurant or
probably not yet.
A brewery here in Montreal, even though we've been ordering.
But we'll order from them and we'll buy from there. It's just sitting down there yet. It's like, do you have
not
the
ready.
confidence 100%? Yeah.
Let's get into a beer.
So yeah, it's a beer podcast. So let's open up.
We've got a whole bunch to go
open up a beer.
So the first one, we'll talk about each brewery. We got beers we went to 6 breweries in Quebec City. So we're gonna have beers from each one. This is Brasserie Générale. Can you see that, or do you have to tap on it maybe? They have a brewery in an area called Limoilou, which is the kind of hipster area, and this is their Kolsch. And they have a pub called 18e Rue, so 18th Street, and they have a production brewery somewhere else. So you're welcome. So they were really cool. We'll talk about the brewery in a sec, but this is a Kolsch. Is this a collab? No, I'll give you a bit more. I'm all about equality. I want us to have the same amount.
I respect that very much. Thank you.
So I thought we'd start off with a nice little Kolsch, and these guys were one of my favorites of the trip. So, guys, cheers. Get in here. Nice. Crispy.
Nice.
Clean.
Yeah,
I'm going to take the photo of this one. Oh, yeah. Hold the can. I have not had it. I only have 1 can of it. I was trying to avoid this during the podcast because it's annoying. I've only got 3 tonight to do. Hold that up. There we go. Ready? Boom. That's exacto?
Yeah.
We don't know.
I'll just fix my nail after.
We can do another one.
Okay, thanks. Guys, don't judge, okay?
Tiffany
don't
judge. Particular. There you
I'm
go.
very particular.
Well, you know what? That's how you go to bed.
Prost.
Yeah, so, right. You can't read the bloody type of beer it is.
Well, that's good.
So, yeah, this is a nice Kolsch, 4.9, I think.
Colleen says, nice, great camera advice. I'm looking. New job involves producing podcasts. Cool. Your show and Stefan's are my benchmarks.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Thank you
so much.
If you're ever wondering, we're using an H4n Zoom for the audio. It's great.
This is the greatest tool we have purchased. We bought this in 2015 for the podcast. No, yes, we did, because I'm a musician, if people didn't know, and I have a full studio set up, like an expensive studio mic, so we used to use that. I'll put it up here.
Thanks.
And then we were realizing that it was too restrictive, so we purchased this. It was $250 Canadian, and it's one of the, and they've got a better one out now too.
Yeah,
I actually
that's
want
Scotty
the new
has.
one. Yeah, Scott has it. So I actually might see if because since he's not involved with it anymore, he might.
Ooh, maybe he'll sell it. Yeah,
sell it to us.
Yeah, this is amazing. And Tim Ferriss, who was the person who got us into podcasts, really, you would say it's probably Tim Ferriss, right?
I would say Tim Ferriss was one of the main ones to inspire us to want to do it, because his book inspired us to start
High
our
Season.
business.
Yep.
And then his work started to inspire us to do a podcast, even though his stuff was a lot of Skype calls and even long before the pandemic.
But he was like very big on the H4n Zoom. That was the one that he preached about, and other people talk about it too. So after some research, we were like, yeah, this is the one. So
it's definitely the one. So that's the one. And the Canon, like I said, the camera is the Canon 6D Mark II. That's, I don't know, around the 3.5 mark. And now instead of the G7X.
Well, 6D Mark II because we have a Sigma lens though.
The body. Oh, sorry. The body was like
the
2.5.
body's pretty good.
No,
it's like 1600 or something.
No, it wasn't at all. We talked about this the other day. It was like 2600.
The body?
The body was 2600.
Oh, I don't remember that.
And it was on Win.
Oh yeah.
I think the Mark 1 was 1600. That's what because we were looking at. We remember we wanted to buy it and we saw it somewhere. We were like, why is it so much cheaper? And we were calling and stuff about it. And we were like, oh, it's the Mark 1.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you remember from Henry's.
No.
Okay.
No. But there you go. So that's only if you're doing a video podcast on top of it. If you're just doing the audio, then this H4n is amazing.
Is the one, yeah.
Definitely 10 out of 10 would recommend.
100%. So Jonathan just said, where have you been in Quebec? Well, we're going to get to it, my G.
We're about to tell you. Cheers.
So first thing was, so we're going to talk about Quebec City for the first part while we drink the beers. And we spent 5 days in Gaspesie region, which was fire, but was mostly going to focus on Quebec City. So Brasserie Générale, like these guys with the Kolsch, we went to their pub. They have a brew pub and the facility, the brew pub on 18th Street in Limoilou. It was super cool. It was in like the what's it called? Not foyer, but like the bottom part of like a condo building. They had a wicked menu in there, super small and cozy, but they had a great patio. They have a tap room, I believe, at the brewery, but they have a small brew system there that they do stuff on, which was super well done because it was like, it's a really high ceiling, so they made a mezzanine floor and everything for it. It was very cool. The food looked amazing. We were there for like an hour and a bit, so we couldn't chill. We drank a couple of their beers, and they sent us away with some. We met with Sam, who, what does he do? I think he runs the other facility, and Max, one of the owners. I was talking to Pierre, who the other owner, but his wife was in labor, so he couldn't. Fair enough.
And like Max is having a child or something too.
And I think he was about to soon after.
Yeah. So that was great though. That was really, really cool. He was like, both of them were great. The owner was very cool as well. Just like talking to him. I love brewery owners. Always very chill.
Yeah, you always, and I like that. It's good for us for the business side. I like that because maybe you might not get as nerdy about the beer stuff.
I don't get nerdy about the beer, but I love the business stuff. Yeah.
Which is great.
But it was great. The environment's very cool, and the food looked amazing. We got to take photos of it, but that's about it. We didn't have time.
They wanted us to stay longer.
Yeah, they wanted us to stay. It was just because, especially this is the thing when you partner with tourism brands, you are very like back to back to back because you have to fit content in a specific time period, so you don't always get to like chill. So next time we're gonna go back and we're gonna chill.
Exactly. There's for people who are just curious about how it works, there's two ways we would do it. Sometimes we just do it on our own, and we just rock up to breweries. Maybe just say, hey, is it cool if we film? Don't message them, don't do nothing, just rock up, have something to drink, whatever, film it, on to the next. And they usually we're at a brewery for 30 to 60 minutes, depending on, which isn't optimal. It's rushed. I would rather have a flight and try a bit of everything, or have 2 or 3 glasses of stuff, like half pints or whatever. So it's not an optimal way to do it. It's still fun, but it's not how we would like, because we're always rushing, and it's even worse when we actually connect with the person. So this trip,
and then you're like, no, we have to leave now. So like,
we always end up getting along with people.
Yeah,
all the brewers are always mad cool, of course, all the owners and stuff, the people we talk to. So typically we want to stay longer. Yeah. And what was that say?
Colleen said, what? No food photos?
No food photos.
So, it's funny? Like, they let us take photos. Well, they're like, hey, can you take some pictures of the food while you're promoting the place? And we're like, yeah, of course. But like the food looked so good and we couldn't eat it because we just didn't have time. So he ate it.
He make it for it was his lunch. You said, right?
I think it was his lunch. Yeah. But like he was like, "Hey, stay and eat," and I was like, "Yeah, we can't do that."
Oh, he said that.
Yeah.
Man, I'm a little.
And they're like, "Come back and eat." And we're like, "We can't even come back and eat because by the way our day goes, yeah."
It was all.
But next time we're going back for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really cool. I was super impressed with the way that they did their stuff, the way the place was set up, and my friend Noah from Beerism, who's one of the main leading beer writers here in Quebec, he was telling me about their stuff. I knew of them. I don't think I got one of their like a style I don't care about, like a wheat or something in the fridge. It was from another, I can't remember, from something else. So I had that. I just never drank it, so I didn't get to try their stuff. But Noah keeps sending me pictures like of they've been killing the haze and they've been doing a bunch of other fun stuff. So I was really excited to try them. They were the one I was looking forward to the most because I'd heard so much about them. And they had, I had an IPA there, and you had the stout. It was like a brown ale.
I had a beautiful
cold brew brown ale,
nitro brown ale. Yeah,
it was kind of cool.
Good. It was really.
And it was a collab with a local cafe, Nectar, Nektar. That's what it was. Who I'd heard of. I think we get their beans sometimes here in Montreal. But the one thing that we took away from Quebec City as well, by the way, is that we were so mad at ourselves for not going there regularly. Like, it's 2.5, 2 3/4 hours away from Montreal. Nice drive, nice and easy. The highway's great. We went once in 2013 with Scott because we were supposed to go to Vermont, but my visa was about to expire and I was worried I wouldn't get back in, so we decided to just go to Quebec City instead. And it was dope then, but we didn't even have the podcast at the time. We were just drinking beer. Yeah. So now with the podcast, now we get to meet people. So now I feel like we're going to be there
a lot more.
Yeah. Yeah. And because they got so many, not as many cases as Montreal. Yeah. And which made us feel
except they said that could change.
Oh yeah.
Because on their radios they have people who are telling everyone not to
wear masks
and stuff like that. They have some strange things happening there. So
it's unfortunate. Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll see how.
Yeah, those alt-right.
We'll see how that goes.
Coming through.
Colleague.
Love stouts and porters. Yes.
The best.
Always kill.
I love stouts so much too. Like I just love. Yeah. And I wasn't like that in the beginning. Yeah. I thought it was like too intense. And the only stouts like my family drank were Guinness stouts.
Which is
every Jamaican drinks Guinness stuff.
That's true. But
that was just like the thing.
It's good.
They're okay. But like these stouts are like insane. Like very delicious.
Oh, like the,
then when you think about the craft ones and you get the really like nice, creamy, delicious.
I thought it was cool the one you had because it was a brown ale, not a stout.
Oh no. Mine was a brown ale, yeah. It was great.
But it was even cool.
But I also love coffee stouts, so that's what always makes me excited. So like it was
stout,
yeah,
right?
and this was like we were starting off the day, so I was like, ooh, having like a nitro cold brew is a good way to start off the day. No?
Right? Yeah. Like 5%. It wasn't like boozy or nothing.
No. Perfect.
Super creamy, super easy drinking.
So I think you're telling everyone how the partnerships work?
Oh yeah, okay, yes. I know we're going to be drifting a lot in this one, lots of tangents. Yeah, so sometimes we just rock up and sometimes we message them. So because this was a formal partnership, I messaged all the breweries and set it up. So the tourism office gave me a list. I already knew some. I only had time. You got to think about per day. And also they wanted us, the first day we didn't even get there till like 3 o'clock or 3, 4 or something. Yeah. And they wanted us to meet with the head sommelier at the Fairmount Chateau Laurier for Liquid Happiness, which is Tiffany's platform. So if you're not following Tiffany at Liquid X Happiness on Instagram, please go do that.
Oh, you're so kind.
Right? Yeah, so we met up with that dude, but we just, in order, like breweries tend to close a little earlier, so we had to like, and include drive time, whatever. So we got about 3 a day. So we got 6 in, and obviously a ton more. But we always say, our friend Lena told us about the what is it called? Never-ending perpetual to-do list.
To-do list, yes.
So like we went to New York with her a few years ago for Afropunk, and there was so many different things. She's like, nah, it's cool because you just add it to your perpetual to-do list, which keeps you coming back. So we thought, all right, let's not rush it. I was like, all right, maybe on Sunday before we go, we can go to this brewery. And we're like, no, fuck it. Let's just come back another time and do it again. And hopefully, maybe the tourism guys want to work with us. If not, like, I'm down to just go to whatever.
Just to show.
So yes, all of these, we had meetings with every single person that we went to. So I would have liked to see, if I had the time, like I want to do podcasts with all of these people as well. And I think it was kind of cool. It was a cool way to introduce ourselves to the scene there. some people knew who we were already, and I had conversations with them. Some of them had no clue. One dude we had one brewery that we didn't get beers from because he doesn't package, called Grendel Martin. We sat with him for like 2 hours, and he knew our logo but didn't know our faces.
Yeah,
because he said his person in the kitchen told him that we were going to be in town, and he could tell because we went with him. I think it was the second day, and he was like, "Oh, because he's going, yo, they're here!" Like because I was obviously posting about it.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool. That
it was
there's
great.
a bit of familiarity because we never really knew about Quebec. As far as like, do people here know much about us? Because it's like obviously a different language.
Yeah.
And we hadn't spent a lot of time and energy investing in doing Quebec
content
until recently.
Content or anything like that.
Well, just in general though.
Yeah.
Not even just Quebec City.
Quebec.
Obviously zero Quebec
We've been
City.
good with Quebec stuff now though.
We've done, well, yes, correct. But it was a few years in before we started like diving into Quebec for whatever the hell. I don't know why.
Well, just we kept traveling, kept going to Toronto once, so we just kept getting into Ontario. We are from there. And then when we traveled, we always went to the States.
That's true.
So our content became
Ontario,
really heavy in that section. Best I've ever had, Lancaster Milk Stout in Pennsylvania.
Is Lancaster the brewery called in?
We were there last.
Pennsylvania. Not Catnip. Fuck, I can't think of the name. I can grab it as well.
Oh, Catnip. Oh,
yeah. Thank you. Sorry, Tiff, because you're closest. Yes,
I'll fetch the beer, so don't you worry.
Oh, funny lady. Yes, we were in Pennsylvania. We went to Philly last summer. We went to Tired Hands, which was the bucket list brewery because they have the gods of the milkshake IPA along with Omnipollo. That was pretty dope.
Yeah, that was so good.
Yeah, I love Pennsylvania. Philly is such a... I hadn't been there for a long time. I think I went first in 2004, so I hadn't been back since. We hung out. We did a podcast with my friend Hezekiah, who's an MC and a producer and a singer. That was super cool. The Pennsylvania stuff was cool. There's so many places. Everywhere is sick. Like there's nowhere that's not really good.
No, you just gotta keep traveling and seeing
everything. Gotta keep going
for sure.
It's unfortunate.
And it's just funny because beer's cool that way because it brings you to random places that you wouldn't have gone to.
Yeah, we were saying that to someone the other day. I think they were like, "Yo, this is kind of crazy because there's so many small towns specifically that we would never have ever visited if it wasn't for beer." And it's just sort of strange / interesting that a lot of small towns have fire breweries. I don't really understand why.
But it always is that way because it's a better price.
Well, that's a good point, yeah, because everything is just so much more expensive in the city.
Like how many breweries can you build in the heart of Montreal versus like if you go out a little bit?
That's true. Oh, wow, I got the chunks in that one. Give you some chunks, too.
Oh, thanks.
Let's settle.
Catnip is legendary.
So this IPA is one of from Noctem Artisan Brasseur. It's called Catnip. Obviously, their whole shtick there is the kitties with the big eyes on their labels.
Yeah.
This was one of the first New England IPAs in Quebec. St. Roch. They're in St. Roch, but we didn't go to that one. That's their pub. We went to the facility in St. Malo. See?
Look at that. She's gorgeous.
Yeah,
Cheers, didn't you? Oh, yeah, you got the chunk.
Fire.
Great.
This is great.
Yeah, so delicious.
Yeah. So this beer, if you've ever had, a lot of people are huge fans of this beer because it was one of the early ones, and I felt like I hadn't had it for a while because it could have became like, I don't know, just easy to get, and like it was whatever. If it was ever around, I'm always happy to have it, but I feel like it's got better. It's certainly like better over time the more they've...
And that's what happens is they keep making beers. You keep making the beer iterated. It's like different iterations you get, and they get better and better over time. Which
is super cool. So we met up with Brian from Noctem, one of the co-owners. I think, what was his job? He wasn't a brewer.
I thought he originally was a brewer and created the recipes.
Oh, maybe he was.
I think so.
I think that's what he said. Man, it's a bit of a blur,
but he was great.
Yeah, Brian was so chill, cool. Man.
Yeah.
So I spoke with me and Matt from Vox and Hops. We did a top 10 breweries in Quebec Christmas wrap-up thing last year, and we did a contest, and we gave away a bunch of swag from all the breweries that made the top 10. Noctem are one of the breweries that made them. I was connected with them, so I spoke to them, and they want us to come out there. We had no plans of doing so.
Mm-hmm.
So finally, I was like, all right, sick. Let's hit them up. So we hung out with Brian for ages.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that was great.
It was great. It was
so chill.
Such a cool dude.
Yeah. Took us around the facility. We just were talking, going through, learning about like how COVID impacted them, and what they changed. Yeah, COVID's been good to a lot of breweries, which you would think it wouldn't have been. But it was good to a lot of people.
Yeah, for the vast majority. He said there was like one or two that closed down or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'd heard just these breweries who are closing down probably aren't really the cream anyway, right?
Yeah.
Dude,
creepy can.
It is kind of creepy. Imagine their whole lineup. All of them are cats.
That's just all it is. Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. This is a really good IPA though. But yes,
I think it's supposed to be a trip. You know, it's a little trippy.
I don't know where it came from. I think, did we ask him?
I know they're just cat people in general, and there was something else. Yeah.
Because Noctem
means podcasts because you can sit, but otherwise it's just
you forget.
I don't realize. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Noctem, which we didn't realize, because there's seize the day, so Noctem is night, and it's seize the night. Because then everyone talks about the day, you should seize the night or whatever, which is where the parties and all the fun stuff technically happens, right?
Yeah.
So, I know the can. I love the can art.
The can is dope.
It's like pop art or something.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
Because like this weird stuff in the background, and then you place this like more real thing, and then blow up the eyes. It's cool.
Yeah.
That's like a hot commodity. Like people in Toronto used to ask us for it all the time.
For Noctem, yeah. It was one of the ones back, particularly when like it was early days, and there was probably like 3 good hazy IPAs in Quebec.
Yeah. That was it too. You couldn't get anything.
Quebec's been really interesting because they typically fight the trends. Like they just don't want to bar of it, and then all of a sudden they're like, "All right, fuck it." Now there's like so many fire breweries. Honestly, I think Quebec, no bias for any reason, but the whole province. Excuse me. I think that's the most interesting beer scene in Canada because they've got not only all the stuff they've always done well, imperial stouts and barrel-aged stuff and the sours and whatever, but all the trends, some of the best haze I've ever had is here. All the crazy shit like the smoothies, the fruit, what do you call it, the slushies, like we had it with Batch in Detroit, like Brewski and Masorum has them here. Yeah. Brewski's fruited sours, just like Masorum's, but like Masorum doesn't can those ones typically.
Yeah,
they're insane.
Amazing.
Insane.
It's so funny that you said that too. Even I was thinking, I think it's when we came back, I was thinking, I'm like, Quebec's like has it all.
Quebec has it all.
I think like Quebec is like the best. I don't want to. I can't say it's like the. I'm not. No one is the best, but I don't know. If you want to like get everything and everything is like done well, Quebec is a great place.
Yes.
Because it's also uniquely positioned close enough to everything as well. Like, when I was in Toronto, Vermont was something that you never even thought about, really, because it's a 9-hour drive. It's 8-hour, 9-hour drive. You're not thinking about it. When you're in Quebec, you're bordering one of the best states in America for beer. Yeah. And then you have the European influence, so then you get these gorgeous European styles of beer as well. And then in the end, it's just like, okay, and you're also a province that has a great beer drinking and good scene, and so you're getting everything. It's like you're just getting everything.
Yeah, there's nothing.
I know, it's like perfect to me. And like I think they do, and I don't think I was thinking about that back in the day. It's as we go around more, we meet more people and stuff like that, you kind of realize, like, man, Quebec has it all.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
But they didn't always have it all.
But that's probably because they didn't have all the fun new stuff before. Yeah.
And it was like a little one-dimensional to me. People were fighting it. And then as soon as they started with the haze, as soon as they started with the lagers, like the craft lagers and pilsners, and all the other stuff, I just feel like there's no style that I'm like, oh, I can't get a good one of those in Quebec. I can't think of a single one. Like, everything is fire here. I'm just in love with it, and I'm super grateful. Colleen says, question, I've noticed lots of cans versus bottles. Is there a story behind? Yes. One, cans are cheaper, I believe, for the breweries. Easier to package. Obviously less breakable. They're lighter, so transport. So if you're going to transport a case of bottles, it's going to be much heavier than a case of cans. More people prefer them. Say if you're camping or hiking and you want to bring a can. No one's going to bring a bottle.
Even park chills. Just park
chills.
Park chill.
Because worst case, even if you're not bringing them back for recycling, you just squish it down and then it weighs nothing. You just pop it in your backpack, whatever, something like that, and you can take it away and it's not going to hinder you. Where a bottle is heavy, clunky. If it breaks, then you've got shards of glass everywhere. There's been some aluminium issues, and it's aluminium, not aluminum.
It's aluminum.
It's aluminium.
Colin, you and I both know.
I don't think you can ask American for that. It's not fair.
You and I both know it's aluminum. Colin.
Where is like Steve-O when I need him? Oh, because we don't really do it on
because you don't normally do it on thing. Yeah.
So, yeah, more people just using cans. And do you know what's interesting, though? I feel like there's a style for cans and for bottles. So cans are basically everything.
Right? Yeah.
I want to see imperial stouts, particularly imperial stouts. I'm not too fussed. Barrel-aged Imperial Stout, that's going to be in a bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Barrel-aged Sours, bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Barley wine, bottle. Anything that's like high ABV should be in a bottle for the most part.
I even think brutes in a can are weird. Throws me off. Brutes?
Brewed IPAs?
In a can for some reason threw me off because I felt like it was like champagne.
Yeah.
So I felt like it should be in a bottle.
That's an interesting story. Oh, Fred, what up, bro? Hey, no worries, my man. Appreciate you, Fred.
Cheers.
Fred is a legend. I appreciate him. We did a nice trade the other day. He made sure I got some of the Brewski Fire.
Oh, we were just talking about Brewski.
Yeah, and I got him some nice Nickelbrook and stuff from Ontario, some shit that he can't get hold of. Fred's the man.
Love that.
Alum.
Whatever crazy stuff we're talking about.
Yeah, we're talking about the cans.
Oh, yeah.
The cans. Oh, aluminum. She's like
aluminum, yeah.
Do you know what's funny?
Aluminium, right? It doesn't make sense. It's weird. No, it's weird.
If you look, do you know what's funny? If you look in Canada, because we've got the English and French on both sides.
Yeah.
On the French side, it's spelled like we spell it.
Okay.
My argument, and we have this all the time. You know where I'm going.
Yeah.
In England, they invented English. Okay. Canada is a colony, whatever. Unfortunately, and so is Australia. In Australia, we are much closer to Canada because we keep the U, like the color with a U, favorite.
So
U
do we.
neighbor. Okay, you do that. We are all metric. We're here in Canada. It's kind of like half for certain things.
Yeah,
like,
are we splitting?
Yeah, because you use like pounds instead of kilos in the gym.
Yeah, true.
And then if you're a tradie, I learned they use all imperial measurements for tradie, like thirds of an inch, like centimeters.
Craig's basically trying to say that he's right because he's closer to England, and England invented the English language.
You said my point better than I could.
We're all Latin-based in the end, right?
Can we just really quickly do the accent thing?
I'm just trying to say that, and Colleen and anyone out there, tell me if I'm right. Don't you think our language,
accent.
Don't you think Canadian English or the light American accent is more equivalent to, say, a sans serif font, and everybody else is a serif font? Like, Craig's adding extra stuff, right? When you're listening to him talk, like, where are you from? Because he's adding stuff. The Brits, they're adding stuff. Everyone's adding stuff, but we are the neutral language or accent, and then everything else is added.
So my retort to that would be that England invented English.
Because like, what would we be? It's like,
so their accent is what it should be.
We're sans serif, and everybody else is a serif because they're adding something extra to the plain English.
I would say England is the sans serif, and everybody else, including me,
because we're stripped down. What's
stripped down about it?
Like that we don't sound like we don't have all this. We're not doing all this extra stuff to the language.
Like the.
You guys are adding flair. They're adding. See, Colleen says yes.
Colleen's American. Colleen, you're awesome. I just feel like North Americans
are
biased. Absolutely. And also, Fred, you're a legend. I'm glad you like the Nickelbrook. Have a great night, bro. Thank you for swinging by. You're a champion. I love Fred. Fred's a man. So Australian accent is closer to the British accent than the Canadian or American accent. But I do admit
that we just are more neutral sounding.
So you're saying that from a North American perspective. I appreciate where you're coming from.
Like when you watched Friends back in the day,
right? So
like,
you're saying
that's a neutral version.
So there's a neutral North American accent, so that would be like Toronto would have that.
New York or probably Portland. I would think there's like a flair.
No, but then like the
whereas
flair
the South,
comes.
Like
but you're saying that within like so anything that isn't that, but that's not where the accent. So who invented the language?
Yeah, England.
Right, so therefore, the way that they say it...
Yeah, it's technically you're supposed to say it's supposed
to be... Do you know what's really weird? I was just thinking about this the other day. There was this... I used to... Back in the day when I worked in Australia, I used to listen every morning to these different podcasts. And this one podcast didn't exist. It was... some sort of audiobook shit. And it was this dude, and I think they're called a philologist, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, whoa.
They're someone who specializes in like ancient languages. So this dude, it was like a 50-part series of all like 30-minute episodes, and he was going through all the different stages of like Old English and saying the words like
that's
night, like K-N-I-G-H. He was like knick or something like that, and he would say the sentences in the way that they would pronounce it. It sounded more like German than it did what we have now.
Interesting.
So it shows sort of the accents. He would be able to explain how the accents and the pronunciations and all that type of stuff evolved into what it is. But it's just really funny. So at the end of the day,
I wish I could hear. Sorry, I wish I could hear with another ear. Do you know what I mean?
You can't take yourself out of your own shoes,
because I can't take myself out of it. And in my mind, I'm like, oh, everybody's adding fancy stuff to a normal plain language.
Right.
And it's all fancy. It's like, oh,
because you consume only North American content. Yeah. So if you look at our Tiff's Cousin
So in your mind, you think that our accent is adding something fancy to English?
No, I just think audio bullshit. Yeah, we're going off topic.
Yeah.
Is it adding something fancy? No. Is it different to England? Yes. Therefore, it's the serif. Yeah, serif.
Yeah, it's the serif. Is what you're saying.
Like Australia, you could argue we are closer to England than you are as far as accent-wise, but we're still changing it.
Yeah.
So therefore, excuse me.
You're a serif as well.
I'm a serif as well. So I'm not trying to say I'm not. I'm trying to say that you are, and you're trying to say you're not.
Yeah.
So that's the accent.
I think it's just
it's going to be a never-ending debate.
You today, so we'll just
that's okay. So I gotta hold that L.
You gotta hold the L today.
Hold that.
Yeah.
So we're talking about Noctem.
So Noctem, great place.
Noctem, fire.
Definitely recommend.
Yes. And then
I wish we had gone to go to the pub or the brew pub or whatever.
It's right near La Barberie, which is a brewery we're going to have shortly.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently there's Grendel, Barberie, and Noctem that are all walking distance.
Nice.
When we sat down, the one brewery we'll just touch on a bit because we didn't have their stuff is Grendel, Griendel, and they are a brew pub in what was the area? So I can't remember all the names. He was explaining to me. He had a map and he like put the map out.
Yeah.
And showed us where we are because I have no idea. I'm really like the geography one. I like to know. Are you okay?
Yeah.
I like to know where we are at all times. I'm sort of the direction person of our team.
Craig loves the direction.
I love it. I always want to know where we are. I want to know how to get anywhere. I want to know what neighborhood we're in. I want to understand my surroundings like that. But then in the actual immediate thing, I'm very unobservant, whereas Tiff is.
Yeah.
You would know where different people are standing in the room. I see that guy's looking shifty. That blah, like you would know.
Yeah, I pay attention to the people.
I got no fucking clue. I'm focused on what I'm focused on. If I'm talking to someone, that's all I'm looking. I don't notice anything else. So it's hilarious how
differences there.
I'm macro, you're micro.
Yes, 100%.
Which is details.
Yeah.
Details. Okay, that makes a lot of sense, actually.
Oh, hey, it's our friend, Dan.
Oh, shit, Dan. What up, Pip?
Hey,
what up? Dan's out in Vancouver.
What are you drinking?
Dan, what are you drinking, my G? So we were at Grendel, he was explaining all the neighborhoods, and he was just telling, I was like, okay, so what's the nearest brewery? Like, if people wanted to do a crawl, what could they do? And actually, this is actually really beneficial we're doing this podcast, because that's information we wouldn't have used, because we didn't put him on the vlog.
True, we didn't put him on the vlog.
We didn't put any of the brew people on the vlog.
Oh, you're right, yeah.
Brew people. Like, we still haven't slept
we haven't put any of
tired.
the brew people on the brewers. You didn't put any of the brewers or owners on the vlog.
He was a G, bro. He was so lovely.
Because the podcast is where we sit down. The vlog is more B-roll.
There's a lot of B-roll, so, I'll go and talk to the person. Tiff will go around, do the B-roll, come back, and we'll kick it, have some beers, and blah, 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 and just, talking shit all night, which is a ton of fun. Grendel, their food apparently was amazing, but the problem was the next pub we went to afterwards, which is, I think, the next beer we're having, that was the place we wanted to eat at, so it was we have to go back to try their food, but he was just explaining the neighborhoods, and everything's really close, super walkable, at least there's a bunch they're sort of bunched together. There's nothing better when there's a bunch of breweries together, because it gives people to be like, oh, I'll go to all three all in an afternoon.
Yeah, which is so cool. After all that, people start at 2 o'clock and just start going 2 hours each. It's great. I love that.
It's the move.
So that's why that in Ontario, that Junction, is this called Junction Circle or something?
There's a Junction one, I think. What you're
talking
about?
You can go to Blood Brothers. You can go to Burdock, I think. You can visit a bunch of people.
Halo, I think, is up there.
Yeah, you visit a bunch of people when Scotty always was able to do that. And there was the
other one at you think of Junction, then behind us Reinhard and the Shacklands? Oh. In the what's that called? The slaughterhouse area.
Yeah, the slaughterhouse area there.
What's that called?
Junction Triangle.
Oh, that's part of the Junction Triangle there.
I think so.
Yeah, because then that goes down to...
Yeah, so I like when you can walk to everybody, Brothers, and the largest is 20-minute walk. The largest, and that's nothing.
But that's a ton. And then
you
should
take 20 minutes between a beer if you're just every now and then.
And walk that shit off, man.
So Daniel's having a 4 Winds Juxtaposed Wild IPA.
Yeah, it's a great one.
What's the Wild IPA?
It's basically like an IPA, like a West Coast style. I got this one because of that.
Oh, nice.
It's a classic, what do you call it? Not flagship, but one of their core range. Dan's drinking that core range beer tonight. I respect that. So are we. You got to do it sometimes. It's like a West Coast IPA, I guess, with funky yeast and shit. Pretty lit. Colleen says first crawl stop in Portland, Deschutes. Yes, you got Deschutes. Great Notion. Portland has Gigantic. I've had a few from them. Mm-hmm. There's some like really good stuff in Portland. Fuck,
we really need
because
to go.
now the borders are closed.
Oh, we can't even go into the United States at all. So
I don't think we would want to right now. Anyway,
also,
to be honest, but I think everyone needs to chill out. We need to sort this out. But the good thing about Quebec, we did all of this because we looked at the numbers. Montreal had a quarter of Canada's cases.
The US still has a lot of cases where
everything's
Quebec
like going down.
It's getting more chill now. So
and Quebec City has. Safest. That's why we did it exactly right. Going where it's safest. We were like, where could we go? We wanted to go to Ontario because we haven't seen my brother or Tiff's mum since March or February. Shit.
Yeah, wow.
So we want to see them, but we're like, well, we're in the COVID fucking capital here in Montreal. So we're like, okay, let's not go to Ontario then, because if we go anywhere in Ontario, we want to go to some of the wine regions. Yeah. That's what we do every summer, and we didn't do it this year, unfortunately. Yeah. We were like, all right, well, let's go somewhere else, and then we decided we wanted to go to Halifax. If I'm honest, we wanted to go to Halifax, but then they have the borders closed for the Atlantic bubble.
Yeah.
And then even coming back, we accidentally came back through New Brunswick for like 3 hours probably. And
it's not even really accidental. It's just like Waze put us through there.
That's why it was accidental. Yeah. We didn't choose
And then we were driving through, and then we're like, I was like, does that sign say "Welcome to New Brunswick"?
I was like, it can't. Like I thought the borders.
I was like, oh, maybe it's like over there or something like that. But then because the sign was kind of like over there.
Because I was like,
and I was like, oh, if we made it right, we would have gone to New Brunswick. And then we're like, why is the time an hour ahead all of a sudden?
Yeah, and then, something we neither of us
Then
knew.
we discovered that we were in New Brunswick, so we ended up entering the Atlantic bubble anyways.
But we didn't go anywhere. Mm-hmm. We pulled over. I wanted to go to a beer store.
Because technically when you go there, you're supposed to quarantine for 14 hours. So we're like, we didn't want to get out of the car. Sorry, 14 days. We didn't want to get out of the car and do anything that like compromised.
Just in case. Whatever. We're just trying to be responsible because we're not, assholes. Mm-hmm. So anyway, Quebec City has 550,000 people and they had 1,500 cases. Gaspesie has like 150,000 people and they had 211 cases. Mm-hmm. So we were, making intelligent decisions as far as that. Montreal was just too crazy. I think it's definitely much more common now, and I feel a lot more at ease with it because of where we were, and we did so many things in like the span of a week. Every single day, we were somewhere that we probably wouldn't go in Montreal.
100%. We were just at patios, like sitting on patios.
Yeah, drinking out of nothing. I don't think we ever touched anyone's cutlery though. We didn't eat off cutlery, did we?
Oh, we didn't get that far yet, so we haven't eaten out.
No.
It's just about the glass.
We ate at the brewery in front of us.
Which I did not like. Front of us.
Yeah, the food. We had the little plate with the
that was cool, yeah.
Yeah, it was cool, but there was no cutlery.
Yeah, there's no cutlery again.
So none of the places we had cutlery
Actually, yes, that is true.
So we still didn't do that. That was the one thing that kind of bothered us. Yeah. Just cleanliness. Anyway, talking about Noctem, we're talking about Quebec City. I know we keep like fucking diverting.
Yeah. So
either way, it was just fantastic. The crawls and how close it is. Yes.
Yeah.
So the next beer, whenever you say, grab the next one. It was just really impressive. So next time though, we're definitely going to go to the Noctem brew pub and drink some of the stuff.
What's next?
The one next to it. So they kind of like goes right, left. So I think it's Emporium, if I'm not mistaken. A black one, right behind that. Hey.
With a Corvette.
Yes, because I fuck with the Corvettes. Shout out to anyone who fucks with Corvettes, bro. What's your favorite Corvette? Anyone who knows what I'm talking about. Tiff, what's your favorite Corvette?
I'm partial to the Raven.
Ooh, Raven versus a Crow? What about a Blue Jay? Come on.
Is a Blue Jay a Corvette?
Yep.
Oh.
The Jays are.
Well, the more you know. Mm-hmm. So that's Emporium there, guys.
So, the next brewery, Emporium were in Limoilou as well, I believe. This is one of the breweries. So we're supposed to meet up with Jeff, who's one of the owners.
That's what ASMR for the podcast.
For the podcast things?
Yeah.
We were supposed to meet up with Jeff in Montreal just before we left, but it didn't work out. I just wanted to meet him and try some of the beers. Whoa.
Thanks.
Wow.
You can go take the rest of that. That's fine.
You got to let it settle. Whew. It's some good shit. So Emporium, I heard a bunch about these guys for real. Oh, I haven't actually haven't had this one. Hold that. We'll take a photo. Mm-hmm. So these guys were definitely like very high on my list as far as checking them out. I'll hold that one up. The old cold your beer. Oh, there you go. Oh, look at that.
Nice.
How do you feel about that one?
Good time for everybody involved.
Approved?
Yeah, approved.
So this one's called Brain Juice. Let's talk about the beer real quick. It's their double IPA.
Yes, we're doing the veggie platter, Colleen. That's what you got to do now.
Is there any way?
And it's like we have to balance out all the beer. We decided with vegetables.
Yeah.
Because that's just really the only way. So.
That's the only way.
Yeah.
So,
cheers.
Cheers. Get in your... Oh, yours is looking nice and milky compared to mine. Nice. So this is a double IPA called Brain Juice. The single IPA is called Goon, which is a very funny, very Aussie word. Aussie word is a goon bag, is like a bag, like box wine.
This is so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is a double IPA with Simcoe, Ariana, and Barberie hops. Barberie are French hops. Oats and stuff, so it's super creamy. It's 8%. We had Goon there. I was super impressed with that. So I thought, let's do the double IPA on the podcast. Oh, it smells amazing.
So good.
Yeah, this is really, really good. But yeah, so Emporium had apparently the most fire pizzas of all time. So we were like, all right, we have to go there and do that. So we met up with Jeff, sat at the bar. What's that? Simcoe, Ariana, and Barberie. We had the pizza. Oh my gosh, we had the carbonara pizza.
Oh my gosh,
they have
their
a wood
food
fire
was
oven.
so amazing.
Woo!
And the cheese, the
burrata was called.
burrata.
So it was kind of like it's like a big ball of cheese.
It's just a big.
It's got like a hard outside skin on the inside. It's like melted and mushy.
Yeah.
And they put like balsamic vinegar,
and a little olive
stuff,
oil, and like you get some bread with this, like
bread sticks, soft bread.
You sometimes see with tomatoes and stuff too. But
like,
my goodness gracious, yeah.
And you bust the bread into the cheese, and it just kind of explodes, pours everywhere, and you just like soak the cheese up and shit. You eat that with the bread. You just kind of like break it off and do.
It was amazing. It was great. That was a great dinner experience.
Honestly, I think I've thought about it a few times.
I think many.
Yeah.
You know it's real when you think about it after.
Right?
I would definitely recommend. One, we would go back for sure, but two, like if anybody's going, I would leave that closer to dinner so you can also eat and not just drink. Wow.
I do not regret doing that as much as I wanted to try Grendel's food.
Grendale looked like they would have great food too.
We were smelling people's food coming out. We were hungry and we were like,
so good. And then they have the oyster bar across the street, so that's why it gets added to the Perpetual to do this. Because you just got to do it another time.
Yep, I definitely told Martin we're gonna be back for sure. So Emporium was super cool, like just beautiful branding. Like look at this branding; it's so clean. The place was huge. We were so surprised how big it was. Loved everything about that. We had a carbonara pizza, so it was like fettuccine carbonara or whatever on a pizza. It was just insane. I tried there. We had the Goon New England, and I had the lactose, like a milk stout.
Yes.
Like a light, below ABV.
Did I just drink the New England? Oh yeah, because I wanted to make sure to drink whatever it was only made.
You
by
just
them.
had that. Yeah, they had a bunch of other taps because I think they run out so much.
Yeah.
They have other taps from other breweries, including Noctem.
But we wanted to make sure to drink from them only.
Yeah, just because that's what was the point of the whole thing.
The whole thing.
Jeff took us on a really good tour. We saw the brew house, the downstairs part where they're canning and doing that stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of potential for growth out there.
Yes.
I think their beers were in like
it was like torrential downpour, so I didn't get to see what the area was like at all.
Oh, it was. That was the day.
It was
the Saturday. It was just raining.
Yeah.
So annoying.
Quebec City was not good to us weather-wise, but fine. That's fine. It was just a lot of like torrential rain and wind.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so I didn't get to see the area, but what they're doing is like worth it as a destination brewery.
Not even a question. Yeah. But the good thing about it, it's in Limoilou, so like there's a ton of breweries in that specific neighborhood. Including Brasserie Générale. There was them. There's another one. They said Brasserie Demand.
I don't remember.
Brewers on Demand. It was another one they told us about. They specifically told me about that multiple times. Okay. There's a bunch of others, but it seemed like it's the equivalent. I was trying to get the read of people, but I think it's kind of like the Myland. It's where the hipster areas, where the cafes are. There's a bunch of sick breweries. Yeah. Like we need to spend more time. I almost feel like, to be honest, I'd like to stay there next time.
We should do that. That means Airbnb, not a hotel.
You
can sometimes get a boutique hotel, back to boutique hotels in the cool areas.
Yeah, and that's the part, right?
Because they'll redo like
now that we know
something, a cool loft or something like that, and make it into a hotel.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's like black sesame rice cracker.
Yeah.
Fucking fire.
Sorry, Colleen.
Get some snacks, fam.
Hey, gotta get some snacks and chill out and enjoy, It's like a Saturday night. We haven't had dinner yet. You're gonna get some, I like that. Sorry, and for anyone on the podcast who didn't see what Colleen says, she says, I'm so fucking hungry right now.
Fucking
hungry now.
That was the point. So Emporium was
veggie platters for the win.
All day. It looks so, I don't know, can we show them? It looks so sexy. We got the colorful carrots.
You can't really see it, I don't think, because it's just like, but anyways, it's just a nice, okay.
Look at all the colorful ass carrots, like the purple. Like purple carrot tastes like a normal carrot. It's weird as hell.
So we're like, let's add some color to our life, see what that's about.
Yeah. And then we got the dips, spinach dip, and some hummus and shit. Yeah. Like, man, we're doing it up. Look at us. Health. All health.
Okay, so Emporium, amazing.
It was rammed. It was Saturday night. Rammed
to COVID restrictions.
Yeah. The thing was, I didn't feel uncomfortable once. I did. I don't want to say why, but you know what I'm talking about. I think what could happen is that when people are changing over tables, in area, sometimes there's
this
some
is not Emporium we're talking about, by the way.
No, it's not Emporium. It's another place.
So Emporium felt great.
Everywhere felt great except one place.
Everywhere felt great except this one place. That in the trip where I was like, mans are healthy. Tell them.
Yes. How to finesse what is good.
Mans are healthy.
Oh, mans are healthy, fam. Are you from Toronto? I don't know. Do you know who that is?
No.
First of all, I just like that you say mans are healthy.
You're already in my heart.
Yeah, you already hit us up with the mans, fam. So welcome.
But yeah, the only one place out of all the trip that we didn't feel, and if that was Montreal, where we have more cases, I would not have eaten there.
I would have walked out for sure.
Yeah, it was only because I was like, okay, we'll take the risk because they have no cases here, really. But like, they were wiping the tables between, and you should wipe the tables in between to make sure.
And then we saw the people jumped right after us and just took.
Yeah, just took our table too. I'm like, if we had something, they would have gotten that for sure.
Yeah, and we ate there. And we were always worried because we were the Montrealers. We've been very cautious here, but like, if out of any one of the places we went, we were the problem. So we were still continuing to be cautious.
Yeah.
In Quebec City and in Gaspé.
Yeah.
But either way, yeah, we did feel super comfortable. Emporium was just so good. I'm super impressed. So they had their goon. We got this brain juice now, which is fire. He gave us another one called, I think it was called Cupcake Monster. It was like an imperial stout, maybe 8 to 9%. Super fire, lactosey, just it was beautiful. So I had one at the hotel in Quebec City, and I'm going to do a 1-minute beer review of the others. Really impressed with their stouts. Their brand, like I said, the branding is fire. I think they're starting to push out a bit more. They look like they were expanding because people were, it was random. And it was a nice mix of people too. And the one thing that did surprise me, I thought that they were a hype brewery because I'd only heard about Goon and beers like that. But they did all the the regular shit, a Roos, a fucking wheat beer or something, all that type of stuff. Which I don't know, for some reason I was really surprised about it. But he said that's what a lot of people want to drink. I feel like they're a neighborhood brewery that also just happened to have fire food, happened to have fantastic branding, and also just be killer at haze and stouts. So I'm excited for whatever else is going to come from that. For sure. So Emporium was definitely one of my favorite spots of the whole trip, and I feel like if anyone goes to Quebec City, I'm going to be biased all of them. I can't think of anywhere. There wasn't anywhere we didn't like, really. Okay, except the place. Let's not even talk about it.
Because we only speak positively.
We speak positive.
So there's only one place that we went to, but it was like a different type of vibe altogether. It wasn't like a craft brewery.
No, it wasn't, and people told us that.
Yeah.
So the owner was still mad cool, so I never wanted to talk. It just wasn't really.
It just wasn't clean, and it wasn't for us. But it wasn't clean. You need to clean fat. You need to be on top of it because of COVID. That's all.
Yeah, no, it's true. I feel like that happened in Gaspé though. Wasn't there places that we were like, yo, they didn't
clean
that shit?
Gaspé, some places, but they're like, we had 200 cases, man. We're not doing anything.
But they came over and cleaned afterwards.
No, you're right. One place they did. Yeah, so there you go.
Because that was the only other time I was like, I got flashbacks to that.
Yeah, I had flashbacks too.
Yeah, you're right.
You're not gonna wipe this table.
And then we came in, we sat down,
and then they wiped the table. Yeah. So
okay.
Yeah. So there.
So we just want to keep everything safe and healthy, so we can all keep doing it. And it was really nice. It felt like we were living it the closest to normal.
Normal, yeah. If you want to live a normal life, I guess you just go to the really small towns that don't have anything happening.
Yeah.
The only problem is that you need to make sure that you're not
the
So that was our thing too. But we're super safe and super careful. But I was like, man, I'd be so pissed if we were the people who came and we're super spreaders all of a sudden.
Yeah.
But we're not idiots, so it would just because like we got it at the grocery store and didn't know or something like that.
Yeah.
But the small towns are great for like feeling like life is normal again.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was the closest either of us had felt to being normal.
Yeah.
Really, in all that time.
Yeah.
So I quite enjoyed that part of it. That was probably the highlight, to just go to a brewery and not stress. Like, yeah, you had to go. Everyone had to go. You had to wear a mask, but everyone did it. No one was bitching.
No one was bitching.
One time, I went back. So we went to this supermarket. Went to this the tallest lighthouse in Canada. I think it's called Rivière du.
It's not Rivière du Sud then.
What was the front? There was a brewery called Front. We'll talk about Gaspé in a sec, but it was in Gaspé, and we pulled up to use the bathroom really at like a supermarket. And then I found out afterwards that specific supermarket was on Orval spotter to try and get some Orval. So I went in there, we used the bathroom, and we got some snacks, and then we left. I was like, oh, fuck, I checked the Orval spotter. I'm like, yo, this place has it. Let me go back in. And I went in, I didn't tell you. They came in, and they saw, like, I just walked right in. I didn't wash it.
Sanitize, yeah.
And they like, excuse me, monsieur, like, go back out and do that shit. I was like, fuck, my bad.
Yeah, good,
and I went and
did
did
it.
it.
They did that.
But I was like, that's wicked to me. I was like so happy to hear that. I was like, yeah, my bad. I apologize. I totally forgot.
That means
because I had a mission.
They're really paying attention.
Paying attention.
Like sometimes I fuck up and I get up and I forget to wear the mask.
Yeah,
I'm so bad.
Yeah,
but I know immediately because I get up and I walk for a second, and then if I'm looking at people, because it's like I'm getting up to record. And so if I get up and I start like looking to like see what I want to record,
do B-roll and stuff. Yeah.
There'll be like a server who almost looks in horror for a second. I'm like, oh shit, because they probably don't want to tell me. But they're not saying anything, but like they don't want
to have a go.
Sometimes I'll get up and I'm just like, oh, and I'll start like recording because I'm like, oh, that's something I want to capture. And then someone looks at me like, oh, like, oh no.
Because they're like, oh.
And then as soon as they look at me, I'm like, oh, it's probably because I don't have my mask, and I put my mask on now.
Because you're a good person.
So no one has had to say anything to me, but.
Right. Do you know what's interesting though is that I think that the servers look at you with that look of like not shock but like oh no, because they've had so many people complain about wearing masks.
So they're concerned if it's going to be like a thing.
Not now. Like, do I have to fucking deal with this now? So I think that's really what it is. Yeah. Yeah. See, all that stuff kind of like did it disappear on you?
Oh no.
I got a
Mine is thick and strong. Yours.
Oh, you got the light. That's okay. You just drink to like the bottom of the stuff. It's only the yeast. It just means it's like a fire IPA. This is killer.
Exactly.
But yeah, overall, it was really, really, really nice to be able to go to somewhere close by and live like normal again, and just almost like forget what the fuck's happening. It was kind of crazy.
It was nice. Back to reality here.
Back to reality now in Montreal. We went grocery shopping today. We wash all our groceries. Yo, do you guys wash your groceries still? Because we still do it. And I don't think we're going to stop.
No, not for a while.
I can't see ourselves stopping.
Yeah. But we're still washing our groceries. I know not everybody is, but that's what we're saying.
In Montreal, I'd rather just be absurdly safe. At first, it was mad annoying, and
now it's just part of the routine.
It's part of the routine, and we've nailed it. We know how we're doing. We know our partnership in the supermarket, how we do it. Yeah. So now it's like whatever, man. Mm-hmm. And everyone's being cautious. Like I feel better overall about everything because of how everyone's behaving. Yeah. Before, do you remember? I was thinking the other day. I was commenting on maybe like 2 months ago. On Facebook, I posted some shit about masks and not realizing that masks were controversial.
Yes, because it seems so common sense.
Right. Mm-hmm. And I had some arguments and to people saying words. I remember saying to people like in Australia at the time, so this would have been, September. So I'm talking probably like, early July, I guess. And they were like, I feel more comfortable when I see people around me wearing masks. And we used to always go out the house and be the only ones wearing masks in places. This is before it was you had to do it in a supermarket.
Hey,
oh shit!
Who's in the building?
Oh shit, cousin Dan.
How many quarantine days left?
It's Monday.
2 more quarantine days.
One more full day. One more 48 hours, my G.
So happy. Almost
Shout out
there.
to Dan. Man's been washing his groceries. Dan takes the shit serious. Dan comes in the crib. He's the only person who comes in the crib
and washes his hand immediately. Yes. But also, you're the only person who's been in our house.
Dan is literally family, part of our business. Dan is, and he takes the shit serious.
Yeah, he does.
Dan's the king. Oh, can you grab? Okay, do you know what? I feel like we're not going to get through all the 8% double IPAs.
No, we can't.
So take, do you know what? We should go, instead of the Noctem, we'll go the Barberie one. The Barberie double IPA, and then there's a couple fruited beers.
There so you can take everybody through all the breweries.
Yeah.
That perfect. I like
oh, actually, okay. Troy, do you want another double IPA? If we're just gonna do 2 more beers.
Yeah.
Do you want to do this double IPA or do you want to do the fruit beer?
I want that one.
You want this one?
Yeah.
I thought you might. So shout out to you, Dan. So we haven't seen Dan. Dan went to Italy because he's allowed to. He's a British citizen, so he was able to go and visit his girlfriend, and then he came back, and then he had to isolate. What's the fucking word? Quarantine for the 2 weeks. So it worked out perfect that we got back, and then after the weekend, and then Monday is his that's his 14 days are over, and then Dan's getting back to work, going to work for us full time. So I'm very excited. My official return is Monday. Cannot wait to finally go outside. Yeah, Dan's been stuck for 2 fucking weeks. Again, lost the last 2 weeks of August, I guess, really, and a bit of summer. It hasn't been that crazy, but it must suck to have to like actually isolate. That's why we were like, well, if we went to Atlantic Canada, there's no way I'm gonna stay inside for pay like a hotel for 14 days. Stay there, fuck that. Like it's not worth it at all. But when we went back through, we went to after Gaspesie, we came back through. We just followed ways because of the way we were going, and it took us through New Brunswick. It kind of pissed me off because I really wanted to go to Trailway in Fredericton, and Tiff checked. It was like 200 k's from where we were, and I was like, oh, we can't do that shit. Go back the other way deep into New Brunswick. We kind of felt bad. We just wanted to go, but now I've realized like it's just so trippy, man. Like when you realize that Quebec is just attached to New Brunswick, which is attached to Maine. It's all the same piece of land, like, and then into Vermont and stuff. Like all these artificial borders are all bullshit. It's just like it's all the same beautiful sweeping hills and lakes and all this crazy stuff. It's a real. It's just super relaxing to be able to go out there. Quebec City was a bit hectic. It's a lot like Montreal, super fire. One thing about coffee. So in Gaspé, we had no good coffee. In Quebec City, we got tricked by a cafe. I don't want to call them out because we don't keep shit positive. All their social looked legit. The coffee was trash. But we went to another great cafe not too far from where we were staying called Waves. I want to shout them out. They were like a surf theme, and I met this girl there who, I don't know, I spoke to the barista and they could tell I was shit. I was practicing my French because I knew when we went to Gaspé, I had to speak mad French. So I was speaking to the barista in French, ordered the thing, and then they completely switched to English. Like they could tell I was shit. And they're like, yo, where you from? I was like, Australia. Like, oh, look, yo, this chick over there. I don't know if she was the owner, the way she kind of like carried herself. She might have been the owner. It was like this young girl from, we got a second glassware as well. So
great.
You don't have to like dash that if you're like, at the end of your thing. And I had a good chat with her. She used to live in the Gold Coast, and she was like a what do you call it, surf lifesaver and stuff, like full surfer. It was like using words I didn't understand and knew way more about than me. But it was sick because it was such a dope cafe. So we talk about the good coffee.
Oh, good coffee.
We're all talking about coffee.
We all know.
When I say we, it's just me. Oh, Colin saying she misses Italy. Congrats. Yeah, Dan got to go. Dan got to experience it, but he had to suffer on the other end. Dan is a soldier at the struggle.
He's a soldier.
You know what I'm saying? We had trash coffee.
He's quarantined twice.
Summer. Missed 1 full month of living in Montreal, and he's been here since fucking June.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ,
quarantine life.
So the coffee in Quebec City, I think there was some fireplaces. They have a Cafe Saint Henri from here. We went to Waves. I was just shouting them out.
We should have gone there.
I know, but I was trying to do something different that was more local. I'm not going to say that.
Oh, no, Waves is great.
Waves was amazing.
I meant before. Before the place that we're not talking about.
Yeah.
We should have gone to Saint Henri instead.
Correct, but I was trying to, because I know Saint Henri's from here, I was trying to support local.
Yeah.
So wherever we were at, like, even if they had stuff from somewhere else, I'm not going to drink that because I only want to have what's from there, because that's our intention. I want to drink Quebec City beer, not like, or from that brewery as opposed to from other, like Emporium. Like, there wasn't a lot else. They had so many other things on there that were super sick. Mm-hmm. But I was like, no, we're going to make sure we keep that shit local. So one of the other breweries we went to was actually a brewery. So we went in 2013. Show them that can. This is one of their first cans they've done too, from what I understand. The Barberie.
Let's see if I blocked your face if it could focus. No.
No. Oh, there it is.
No, it got caught up in my face. They're like, no. So this camera is great because it cares about faces, so it tries to focus on faces instead of objects. There you go.
So this is their double IPA. So we tried to meet up with Sam, who was, I think, one of the co-owners, and to see who's going fishing. And by the time we got in and finished with the hotel and got there, we weren't able to make it. You done with that?
Yeah.
Oh, I was like way too thick, eh?
It's got a lot of yeast juice there. The SETI is real.
Mm.
Okay, you can't have such a dead silent moment in the podcast.
Sorry, I was swallowing. You gotta talk while I'm swallowing.
Sorry, I was pouring. I was trying to pay a lot of attention to make sure things are neutral and even.
Yes. So, La Barberie is a brewery that... Oh, that was way more.
Yeah, you can have it. There you go.
So,
love a double IPA, though. Love me a double New England IPA.
Woof. Yeah. So, this one's called Grand Oasis from La Barberie, 8%. I'm not sure of the type.
Sorry, can I interrupt everything for a second?
Yeah.
I know, Colleen, why. We've tried to talk him out of it for years, and it just doesn't work. Look at her comments.
Oh, yeah. Tell her about it.
Stefan drinks McCafe. Why? We talk to him all the time. We've tried. We've taken him to beautiful local cafes, you know. We've tried to put him on, but worse than McCafe, he goes to other places he probably doesn't even talk about.
And he has
which are true like diner coming from the like, hey, you know the thing that you might have in an office and then you push the coffee and it comes out. It's like a percolator, I guess, but like
a fucking. He tried to give us his
like as a dispenser.
What's that thing called? What's the shit thing?
He tries to give us the Keurig thing.
Keurig.
And we're like, no, Stefan,
like,
we don't do this.
You know that.
Yeah,
we don't...
Colleen, we've been trying.
Yeah.
Stefan just can't. So McCafe's top of the line of what Stefan's drinking.
Yeah. We took him to a cafe the other. So he moved downtown now in Montreal. So he used to drink the Keurig at home, and then he would go to like I know what you're talking about. He used to go to this cafe and get the hazel. You know, like if you can get flavored coffee like hazelnut vanilla, you know it's bad. So he would go and drink that shit. And we took him to Milk downtown Montreal.
Which is a great place, right by his house. He did drink it. I was proud. We just want to get him in the habit of actually going there more regularly, going to like good local.
And he got like an Americano or something. He was happy.
Yeah, he was happy with it. Yeah.
He just doesn't.
I think we got him cold brew or something else that he liked too.
Another
but yeah,
time?
we're trying. We're working on it.
He's please give him shit about it and don't let him.
And because he always has his lives and then he's like, hey, yeah, here I am. With
drinking myself.
I'm like, you don't need to advertise it. You don't need to.
Either way, La Barberie. This is one of their first cans, double IPA. Get in here. Cheers, guys. This is great. Dank, fruity, chalky, like peachy,
nice,
pineapple, citrusy. Yeah, it's fantastic. I was so impressed. I had this at the hotel. Travesty. It is a fucking travesty. Exactly.
Yeah.
I had this at the hotel, and I've now had it. This is my third can. I've got one left to do a 1-minute review. Super impressed. So La Barberie, we went there in 2013, and they had these bottles. I'd had a few of their beers before. Everything was cool. There was never like any dramas with this stuff, but it was never like amazing. But recently, I've heard a lot of stories. I think they'd had a few ups and downs with the brewery.
Yeah.
And they've got like a new team now, a full new brewery set up. Everything is killing it, and they started to make this crazy the haze. And there's another. I don't know if we're gonna have it then. We can see what
crazy
you want.
What a brewer can do.
I'll let you choose the last one. There's a fruity one. Yeah, what I can do. There's like a lactose fruit thing, and there's another one. But they canned these two recently. I think they've started to brew this style of beer, and they're excelling at it.
Yeah, great.
The brew pub itself, I think it was, like I said, it was apparently like, the 2-minute walk from Noctem. It was, we went there back in the day, but it was like super cozy, lots of very green, like pub vibes, but lots of green, lots of plants.
Kind of like hippie.
I can see that, yeah.
Yeah, because when you mentioned it, when we were talking about it, I was like, oh, I remember that place. Like, it was kind of like, because you can get, like, yeah, I don't know, it's very chill plants and, like, easygoing vibes. It's a community, what's it called? A,
community hub?
No, isn't it an actual, like, not community hub.
What do you mean? Explain what
communal something happening there, like.
Really? Like a
maybe
what?
It wasn't.
What?
Yeah, maybe it wasn't. I need to double check after. I thought there was some type of thing where like it's more connected to the community than most businesses are.
Oh.
I have to check.
Okay.
But it made me feel like cool. It reflects the people around.
Yeah, it was super like hippie type of vibe, but it was cool because they had some
cooperative.
Oh, co-op.
Yeah, co-op. There you go. It made sense. It felt like a co-op.
In what sense?
Co-ops are just like so much more chill or something like that. Like, I don't know, you feel like you're like with real people or something.
Is it a co-op?
It's a co-op.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? Like in practical terms?
You mean like, well, I don't know what everybody's contributing, but I assume it usually means that you work in trade work for certain things.
Oh, the people who work there get shit for free instead of getting paid.
Like, they felt chill. Like, everybody felt more chill. And whenever you go to co-op, like in Vermont, there's like co-op grocery stores. Everybody feels like more. The environment just feels more chill. Not healthy. Healthy living is a full corporation, probably. The co-op is like the one that we went to. Rochester. But even across the gas station, almost by the main street, when you go to Vermont, sometimes we go there and we get like random snacks
City
in
Market.
Burlington. Yeah, that's a. Is it City Market? I don't know, but it's a co-op. And the people just feel more chill. Everybody's just like more chill or something there. And then they'll always ask you, like, hey, are you part of the co-op? Because if you're part of the co-op, you don't pay. Or you pay a discounted rate. And we're like, oh, no, we're just visitors. So, this gave me that vibe. And I just Googled it and confirmed it's a co-op. So it's just like,
cool.
It's like, it just feels like real people serving you at someone's house or something like that. It doesn't give you this, like, really intense, like, business vibe. Which is cool. Very chill.
Okay, well, that's a good observation.
Yeah, I don't know how to observe that.
I like that. Well, you're a genius. Colleen is saying, click there. I don't want to go. Could hang with you guys all night. Have a wonderful evening. See you next time.
We'll see you next time, Colleen.
Thank you for hanging out.
It was great hanging with you.
Appreciate you.
Cheers. Have a great night.
Yes. Drink good coffee.
So yes.
So yeah, the Barberie was super cool. I was just very impressed that they've done what they've done with their with the beers now. When they were kind of more standard type of stuff, they've stepped it up. Super impressed overall with the way that they're handling it. So no, they were a really good one. I would definitely recommend to go there. I'm just trying to think where else we went then. So then we went to Noctem, Brasserie Générale, Emporium, Barberie.
Barberie was the first one, right?
Grendel we went to as well, yeah.
Barberie was the first place?
Barberie was the very first place.
Yeah, okay.
When we got there.
Because we like dropped off our
bags. So we tried
to,
yeah, we did that. We had to do some stuff at the hotel. We missed Sam, but he made sure to take care of us. So no, it was just really cool. I will 100% go back, and I would love to get all these people on the podcast for sure and do like a podcast trip or something like that. And then check out a few others. So some breweries that we missed. Brasserie Alpha. Apparently they're super sick, and they were pretty close to Noctem, and Brian there told us about them, and I heard about them in the past, and I was like, I kind of vexed that we missed out on that, and I was going to try, but I was like, let's just come back to it. And then another one we had was Brasserie La Souche. I'd had some of their beers before. I met the dude through Simon from L'espace here at, what's the fucking festival called? What's it called? The beer festival downtown?
Mondial.
So we met them at Mondial last year, the year before, and was trying to do them. I reached out to them. They didn't hit us back, but that's okay. So we were like, all right, we had a rammed calendar anyway. So we didn't get to check them out. So they
Barberie, then we did Noctem, then we did Inox. Then we did Brasserie Générale.
Yeah.
Then we did Le Grendel.
Yeah.
Then we did Emporium.
Yeah.
And that was it, right?
So that was it for Quebec City.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And then
7 stops we had.
6.
In Quebec City for beer. 6 for beer.
Beer, and then we had the 7th stop, which was the Fairmount. The hotel there, just to meet the sommelier and just explain their wine program. They had the $25,000 bottle of Remy Martin Louis XIII, which is pretty fucking crazy. Wild.
Yeah.
I asked him for the price, but he didn't really give them to me. For like a shot, you can get like half an ounce or an ounce or whatever the fuck. So that was cool. So overall, Quebec City, I could not recommend it more. It was such a fantastic place. We will 100% be back more often now.
Without question.
Yeah, so we want to keep working with them and keep sort of exploring it and do some podcasts and maybe do a part 2 of the vlog and go to all the other breweries we didn't get to go to. So overall, we are super positive. And then we went to Gaspesie. So on the way there, we did not work with any tourism board or sponsor.
Chill.
Yeah, because as soon as you work with a partner, you have obligations, and this is the one time we did it. So it was a work trip for Quebec City essentially, and then when we went to Gaspé, Gaspesie is a region on the far eastern tip of Quebec, and Gaspé is a town, which I didn't know that. So we went to Rallebock, which is about in Saint-Jean-Port-Joli, about an hour from Quebec City, to meet up with Alex. So our good friend Paul Andre Pierre. He is the sales rep for Rallebock. So Rallebock do some fantastic stuff. I've got to learn a lot more about their beer over the last little while since Pierre's been working for them. And it's dope. So we finally went to the brewery. Super impressed. Alex was a G. We went to the actual production brewery where they do most of the stuff. Their like which has a, what do you call it, like a shop at the front. It's not a tap room. You can just buy beer and merch. And then they have an actual brew pub with a crazy like first floor patio that's like all glass and just looks over the St. Lawrence River. It's insane. It's super cool. Nice. The day we went wasn't awesome.
Shit weather, like a lot of the weather.
Yeah, we had a bit of a rough ride on the Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
Friday was great, but Saturday, Sunday wasn't awesome. So we still had to kick it. It was great to meet him and check out the place finally. Really impressed with everything that went on there. Once again, would have loved to have kicked it. They didn't have food or anything. No. But it would have been. I would have liked to try some more stuff.
It didn't give me the inclination that they normally have food. So.
No, definitely not.
That's an observation that we had, was that a lot of places don't have food, where in Montreal, I feel like you're more likely to get food.
Yeah, that was something in Gaspé. Every single brewery we went to, except one, did not have food. Mm-hmm. So we did Rallabach and then just drove straight through to Gaspé and arrived at like 1 a.m. Super late, 12:01.
As we do.
As we do, just because it was further than we thought. It was like 7.5 hours from Quebec City. We were like, what? We just didn't think. We heard it was like 8 hours from Montreal. And Quebec City's already just under 3. So we're like, it's going to be like 5.5, 6 at most. And it was 7.5. Like, all right.
I see why it's such a huge trip for people then in the end. Because like, a lot of people haven't been to Gaspesie.
I can see why.
Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, that's a huge trip to undertake.
It was a lot.
Yeah, we did.
But we, like I said, we were willing to drive to Halifax. So we're like, all right, fuck it, let's go to Gaspé. So we went straight to Gaspé. We stayed in the town of Gaspé at a nice, wicked hotel.
We wanted to stay like where it was downtown.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where like we were like, where's the main town? There's a bunch of different towns in the region, obviously. Gaspé is one of the main ones. Per se, where Oval and Pic Caribou and stuff are. That was where we initially were looking at, and then everything was like crazy expensive. But now I kind of get.
No, we couldn't find like hotels.
Oh, we don't want to do Airbnbs. We've had so many bad experiences.
Or B&Bs. It was big for more B&Bs, and you can see when you went there, it's not like a hotel place.
No, it's definitely not a hotel place. So Gaspé was pretty cool. It was like this beautiful town like the peninsula of Gaspé is kind of like an inlet off the Gulf of St. Lawrence, which is really just the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah.
The Gulf of St. Lawrence is between Newfoundland and Nova Scotia in the south, and then in the west is Gaspé, all that tip. So it was just like those crazy cliffs, beautiful water, rolling hills and lakes and rivers and
gorgeous.
It was just stunning. The whole time I was like, man, this is fucking amazing. I was so impressed. I know we both were just like, yo, it was just so nice to be. We'd worked so hard since the pandemic. We've been very fortunate. We've said this before. Our business was doing well. We've got clients. We've got now Dan working with us. Like, so, we're doing well. But with doing well comes no break. We had no break. A lot of people were just talking about being bored. I'm like, fuck, I wish I could be bored. We were just exhausted.
I could still take like an ounce of boredom. That, just for a second.
Just for a little bit. But we tried to go to Gaspé to break. Quebec City obviously wasn't. Gaspé ended up being maybe 50% break. We worked way more than we thought we would. Didn't leave the house most days until 3 p.m. The hotel. So we stayed
lots of working.
Tons of working. There's so much going on. So we stayed at a place called Hotel Plant, Plante. It was beautiful. We had like an ocean view room. We made sure we got the nice room with the ocean view. We put the money up. We got the nice spot. 5 nights there. We got all the plugs. Like we actually lived close to how we lived to home. Even doing small things. We brought our own glassware for our photos, so we could take nice photos. We brought a whole bunch of like
content creator life is real.
So real. We got the Bière de Vacances, our latest collab. So we take some nice photos of that. We bought outfits so we could do our own photo shoots and stuff.
Yeah.
It was really cool. So as far as the beer thing, this was what most people here probably would give a fuck about. So we went to, the first one was, the first brewery we went to was Orval. So
Yeah.
So if you don't know, Orval is, I think, the highest rated brewery in Quebec, kind of the Hill Farmstead of Canada. The highest rated brewery in Canada, not Quebec.
Oh shit. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's the Hill Farmstead of Canada, yeah. So they do all sorts of stuff. Basically, and it's different to Hill Farmstead. Hill Farmstead always have something packaged and you can go and drink on site. Or they'll just have a store where you can purchase bottles because they only bottle, they don't can. And you know, they have some merch and stuff.
Yeah.
So we just went. We ended up getting a couple bottles of Nordette, their Northeast IPA, and Cuvée Louis, which is some sort of Bière de Garde. So not sure what that's about, but got that bad boy. That's we weren't being greedy. Just got a couple bottles, not too much.
Yeah, it's fine.
It was nice
to get. It was 2 beers. Like, what are we gonna need to get? Four of each.
Some people would have.
Okay.
And then I traded them out.
We're not greedy.
Like,
we're not greedy. It's like, hey, like we get it, everybody should get it, and hopefully that's how that
goes. Well, that's all we needed. We just took what we needed, purchased what we needed. So that was really nice. That was really cool to just to finally see Orval. I drank one of the Nordettes there. I haven't tried the Cuvée Louis yet. Then we went to Pit Caribou. So they have a pub in downtown Per Se, and they have another one just outside of the city, about 15 minutes out. We went to the other one because we wanted food. And the first one, we were waiting in line, and people were like, someone asked, "Oh, we just want the kitchen," and then they were like, "Oh, we don't have food." And I'm like, "Oh," so we dipped, went to the other one. The other one didn't have food either, but we just got some chips and some. What was it like?
Oh my gosh, it's amazing! Like smoked bacon. It wasn't even maple.
It wasn't maple. It
was just smoked bacon from the spot in Rimouski.
Ooh,
so obviously Rimouski has stuff going on.
Yeah, we need to check that shit out.
And then we watched the moon rise.
Out of control, sunset and moon rise. So we had a couple of beers. It was just beautiful. Like literally, you could drink a beer and just jump in the ocean.
Yeah, it's like on the ocean. There. It reminded me a lot of Jamaica, like this place called the Dead End or whatever in Jamaica, and you're literally like at a bar and you're drinking, but then you're also just on the water. You can just walk in. Same with the Doctor's Cave. You're just like on the water, and you're like, oh well, I'll just order a drink, and you can like walk into the water or something. The only difference is in Jamaica, the water's warm.
Yeah, this is the Atlantic
Ocean.
So
it's more appealing to walk
in September,
into the water.
And it was not warm, unfortunately.
No.
So Pit Caribou was super cool. It was just nice to see the original. Once again, we didn't set up any meetings or anything with anybody. We just went there, rocked up, bought some beers, chilled. Hit Pit Caribou. We hit, there's a brewery in Gaspé called Brasserie Gaspé. We went there. I thought they had food as well. They did not. So we had a couple beers and some more smoked, like same company, but like jerky.
Same company, but jerky, yeah.
Jerky. The bacon was better than the jerky, but it was still solid.
Yeah.
Kicked that there. That was okay. I didn't love the haze they were doing there, but I think...
That double IPA was okay.
Yeah, you didn't mind the
double
IPA from... You got, is that what you got?
I got the double IPA and you got the haze.
Yeah, I've been trying the haze. I know I would have preferred like a Pilsner from
I'm also, guys, it's a secret. Let's not tell anyone. This is only for the people who have been into this podcast an hour plus. Because I'm over the haze. I'm not a haze boy anymore.
Haze girl.
I just want to...
Yeah, haze girl.
I'm not a haze girl. I just want a clear...
Beer that tastes like beer.
Beer that tastes like beer.
Wow. Tiffany's a pure
I wasn't going to say beer that tastes like beer, but I'm basically Noah. Yeah. Hey, I love lactose. I'm talking shit. I love lactose. I love haze. I think it's all fun. But I don't know. There comes a time where, like, I just want something that's, like, clear and just, like, refreshing. That probably is a summer thing, too, where you just want something that's just, like, feels refreshing.
Hot, yeah.
Where I feel like when you're drinking, like, haze, just, like, sugar and all these things that just make you, like, more thirsty. So it's like you're chugging it in a different way or something. And it's, like, all this stuff where, like, when you get just a nice, well-made Pilsner, it's just, like, this clear thing that just feels like it's quenching your thirst.
I get it.
And it's just nice. It actually reminds me of, like, when you're on a beach or something like that, you end up drinking these, like, Mexican lagers and stuff like that. You want, like, something clear. Like, on the beach, I'll drink a Heineken. Red Stripe, sorry. And that makes me feel clear and happy. Right. Or I feel like the haze makes me thirstier or something.
Yeah, because it is thicker.
Yeah, it's like it makes me thirstier. Yeah.
No, I totally respect that.
Yeah.
So we hit them up, and then the next day we went to, I think it's called Microbrasserie au Frontibus. We went Front Eye Bus. In an area with the tallest lighthouse, Rivière de fucking something. Shit, Rivière de Grand, something like that.
I'll tell you guys.
Check Frontibus, yeah. So look, I'd seen their beers at stores and just supermarket or whatever around. Never heard of them. Didn't know what's up.
That was in Cap de Rosiers.
Cap de Rosiers.
Yeah.
Okay, with the biggest lighthouse. So that's probably the area. And it was cool. I had the haze. Tiff had the double IPA, Belgian IPA. But the thing was, it tasted smoky. So I don't know if they use smoked malt even in a haze. I had someone comment on my review and said, I think that it could be, it's like something, if the wort pH balance goes off, then it becomes smoky or some other reason. So it could have been like a defect. But a smoky New England was very weird, so I didn't love the beers, and we got like a fondue thing, like melted Swiss cheese type of thing, and the whole experience was a little strange, but it felt safe and it was cool, and I feel like maybe they got other beers that are pretty good. The food wasn't incredible, but it was fine. It was kind of like a bit thrown together.
It was all like chill.
Yeah, it was chill. It wasn't amazing.
Yeah. I forgot that was the other place we ate.
Yes, front of us. And then the last one we went to was Le Naufrageur. We went to yesterday on the way home. So about 3 hours south of Gaspé. So Gaspé is like I guess, I don't know if it's a peninsula, but like a jutting out thing. And Gaspé is kind of like in the middle. And then about 3 hours south on the south part was in an area called Carleton-sur-Mer. It was Le Naufrageur, and they were a brewery one of the first breweries in Quebec that I used to drink back in the day. So I was excited to check that out. So we had a couple beers. I had their haze, surprisingly good, and you got the pills. It was okay. It wasn't amazing pills.
You know what it is? It's sweeter.
It was
and I really like the pills dry.
Yeah.
That's probably why, just in general, I prefer things to be drier. I'm not a big fan of sugar or residual sugar in any way.
I respect that.
So I think that's also why I'm steering in the Pilsner direction. Because I like something that feels crispy and weedy.
Okay.
Yeah,
Malt,
if that makes sense.
Malty.
Yeah. It feels like I'm tasting grain.
Okay.
And I like that. I'm digging that. I'm digging the grain now as opposed to like the sugar and lactose.
I get it. I totally get it. And like when I go to a brewery, it's usually the first thing. Yeah. So I was glad that you
And before the first thing I always drank only was an IPA.
Right. Yeah, that's true. You usually went straight to double. You didn't fuck around.
Mm-hmm.
You would never like stuff for that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went that, and then we tried to go to Tête d'Allumette, but they closed. We misinterpreted the time. They closed.
It was 9.
It was 9. We got there at just after 9.
Mm-hmm.
So they closed, unfortunately. It looked like they just closed.
They had just closed, like they were cleaning up.
So we got there like 9:15 or something like that. So we missed it, unfortunately. But we pulled up, and to be honest, we just wanted to get the fuck home. It was such a long drive. Like I said, we accidentally went through New Brunswick for like 3 hours, so it was beautiful. It was cool. Overall, we would highly recommend Quebec in general. Particularly if you're here local, just go travel Quebec, man. There's so much stuff. Be safe, be careful. But
Quebec is so awesome.
Yeah, we were a little afraid
of
the. Excuse me, we were afraid of the language, but we coped well in Gaspé. I would say about 85% of people spoke English.
Yeah.
We had problems. We had 2 flat tires on our rental car. Never sent the fucking thing today either.
We didn't talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about them. They, the mechanics were so cool.
We had some fun issues, but the mechanics were great. And, like, I don't know, even if you're afraid, like, all of us who've lived in Montreal for some point know enough French, and I would say enough French could get you through Gaspé.
You didn't need that much.
So don't be afraid. If that's what you're thinking and that's what's stopping you, is you're like, oh man, it's going to be like so French.
I think people, just like in Montreal, if you try, people seem to appreciate it.
And the basic works, like even in the end, like we only spoke French at the last place. Not front of us, the ones after front of us. No, yeah, we only spoke French there together.
They did not speak English to us now.
Do you know what I mean? And you can make it pass because it's what, je vais prendre and the thing there. You know, like it's very easy.
L'IPA, aussi,
l'addition. You know how to order the bill and you know how to say thank you. Like it's all you
can
need.
tell
so don't let it make you be afraid to go out and try stuff.
100% agreed. And you could tell that we were not from there and that we tried and that either made people more patient and endearing to it. Like, exactly. Like, we were not annoying to them because we were not like, fuck you French. Like, we were trying. We really did. Some places, and they just switched if they could tell. Some places, in worst case, I'd be like, oh, tu parles anglais? And I'd be like, oh, if someone didn't, there's always somebody else who always spoke English. Most of the time. So, even if you're an Anglophone or you're not really great with French, just give it a crack. It was super impressive.
Yeah, 100%.
Quebec City was amazing. All of Gaspé. There's so many different stops along the way for all different breweries that I would love to check out eventually. Now I feel like we're going to explore Quebec a lot more. It gave us some confidence that one, shit is fire here everywhere you go, food and beer-wise. And I guess I'd like to see more of the local distilleries and wineries as well. And just try different stuff. So I feel like as, over the winter, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I'd like to go back to Quebec City. I'd like to check out, Quebec City in winter would be pretty beautiful, I would say. With
I like that you're looking at me because I just said I don't like winter activity.
No, do I?
Outdoor, but yeah, I get it.
But we get the car, you pull up at the brewery, you drive through, like, oh, this is all really nice.
It's not so cold.
Man, say try and walk around, come on. But like, I feel you. Either way, it was just really, really dope. So
makes me nervous. That's why.
No, trust me, I don't. We try to avoid winter activities as much as possible, but we might want to go somewhere for a little bit, get away. we were just really, really impressed. So I feel like that'll do for all the beers.
I think that is, yeah.
I had 3 more, but I guess I got a little
Craig's crazy.
Yeah, I got a little cocky. I was just trying to showcase, but look, there's one from each. There you go. Everyone's happy. Go. So, thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate y'all another week. Once again, thank you again to the Quebec City Tourism Office for making sure we had a great time in Quebec City. Would highly recommend you check it out. All the shit is fire. If you want any personalized recommendations, shoot us a DM or email. Be more than happy to give you the names of the different places 100%. We went that we enjoyed.
And tune in. Stay tuned for the vlog.
Yeah, the
vlog. I'm going to start working on that very soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to get that out faster, so I'll be working on that pretty soon.
We won't fuck around. So, Tiff, where can everybody find you online?
You can find me online for this related topic of liquids at LiquidXHappiness on Instagram. LiquidXHappiness.com, coming soon. When I feel like it. My trajectory in terms of my goal is like Q4, so.
All right, we want to make a website and a little blog and a whole different.
That's Q4, but I have like the videos and stuff to say. Just where to drink and sleep.
Yeah, that's really what we're going to talk about on Liquid Happens. Where to drink and sleep in different places that we've been to. You know, from Vermont, Colorado, Virginia, Cali, Quebec, Ontario, Manitoba, probably.
Yeah.
Different things like that we have looked into from Liquid Happens. I have so much of the
content there. It's just about organizing and having the time.
Yeah.
And now with Dan, wonderful Dan, our employee, we're going to be able to do that. So
exactly. You know, so if you follow me BAOS, make sure you follow Liquid Happiness. It's basically, you know, an extension of what we do here. Being that Tiff is our producer, you know, she's, you know, involved in all of the content that we're doing here on BAOS. So it just takes it into the other direction. We do all the beer here. She does a little bit of beer stuff. But all the rest of the things, I say most beer drinkers enjoy wine, enjoy spirits, enjoy coffee, enjoy food.
We love the finer things, right?
Just all the firest things. Exactly. It's really just
I said finer, and you're like, the firest.
Finer, firest.
Same thing. Whatever. Same fucking thing.
We didn't take a photo. We didn't take a thumbnail. Do you want to do a thumbnail from the camera later, or do you want to do it from the...
No, we can do it here. Just have me a beer can.
No, we're going to hang all the beer cans.
Oh, well, why don't we just do it after the podcast ends, instead of them waiting?
Yeah, okay, let's do that.
Live?
All right, we'll do it live. So that is it. Make sure, guys, if you enjoyed the episode, smash the thumbs up, hit subscribe below, hit the notification bell, so you know when the new drops. Follow us on social media at BAOS Podcast. Check out the long-form audio so you can hear us and some fantastic guests talk a lot of fantastic shit about
lots of attractive people talking about beer.
Am I right?
Yeah.
We don't interview unattractive
right,
people. Because ain't no unattractive people. Everyone's attractive.
Everyone's beautiful.
Everyone is beautiful, guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you in the next episode.
Get it in, yeah.
All right. Live, folks. Appreciate y'all. Thank you for tuning in. Do you want to do it on the live thing here?
Yeah, because don't you need it? Because otherwise the screen is going to be there?
Yeah, otherwise we can just take it from the camera, though, is what I'm saying. But...
Oh, because it's just you and I.
Yeah, it's just me and you this time.
Yeah, it's fine. Let's do it now while we're here.
Oh, shit. Look, I'm doing it. Here we go. Shit.
You're so funny, baby.
Right? Hang on, lean towards the other way. So make it like in the middle. Right? Did it work?
There you go. You have something
it did. Oh, because I have it on quiet. I normally would have my headphones on.
Perfect. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us in this live. We love you all, be it Dan, be it Colleen, be it whoever.
Dan. Oh, it's 2 Dans.
Where's Bassam? I want to message Bassam.
Fucking Bassam pissed me off. You? Guys, we'll see y'all next week. Next week.
Bassam right now, but you're a bad friend.
Yeah, he's a bad friend. The next 2 weeks, we should have some good podcasts. We got a couple guests, a couple things going on, man. There's always shit going on. I'm tired. Let's fucking eat dinner. Love y'all.
I have to still decide on what I'm making.
Pizza. Bye.